Good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pin you and we can get started. Welcome.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And Miss Aubin, I'm going to have you help me real quick with maybe a recap from yesterday so we can go over the four ways that our four money choices that we talked about yesterday. So if we have any volunteers that want to name one, if you could help me out with that, that would be great.
Okay, Cole, what's one? Earn.
Earn.
Haley. Oh, do you want to go slower?
Spend.
Ben, that's two.
Thank you. How about Ellie?
Save.
Save. Ellie says save. Paxton. Okay, Gabe. Donate from Gabe.
Donate. Yes. Those are our four money choices that we have. And today, as I mentioned, we're going to focus today more on the spend, different ways we can spend money. So I'm going to start out by going over first the couple different ways. Let me share my screen.
Oh, let me make sure you can.
I was going to say, I don't think I can
Yeah,
yet.
you can.
Perfect.
No, okay.
Ooh. There we go. Okay. Do you see my presentation?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to start out talking about the two. Let's see. Now it doesn't want to move on me. All right. So today we're going to talk about the different ways that people can spend money. We're going to talk about different ways you can do that, the goods and services you can spend it on. And we're going to talk a little bit about the concept of invisible money today. So to get started, we're going to talk about the difference between a good and a service. So do we have a volunteer who might define what a good might be?
Lila Maris.
A good might be like you get your school supplies because you need them.
She said like your school supplies are a good.
School supplies, that's a really good example. Yeah, so a good is an item that is bought or sold, like school supplies or for like this coffee cup here. So that's a good. Does anyone want to take a stab at what a service is?
What is a service? Evie?
The service is like a dentist, a doctor, or like a company like that.
She said like a doctor, a dentist, or a
Yeah,
company.
that's a really good example. Yeah, so a service is like work that's done for someone, such as a haircut or a dentist or a car repair. So that's the difference between a good and a service. Those are the two types of things we can typically spend our money on. And there's all sorts of ways to pay for those services that we're going to talk about today. So we're going to talk about two different things. We're going to talk about visible money, like cash, actual physical money, like dollars and coins. And we're also going to talk about invisible money. Do you want me, Miss Aubin, to try to play the video or do you want to play it for me?
I can play it.
Perfect.
I'll
So
just
we're
need
gonna-
you to stop sharing so I
Yep.
can share and we'll do that.
Perfect. So we'll talk about invisible money first, and our Cha-Ching friends will describe that to us.
So you might be watching where I'm finding this, boys and girls, because we are going to use our computers today. That's okay. And we will need to get into this assignment. So I'm going to showing you. Today's the 11th, so we would go under the week of May 10th through the 14th. And today is Tuesday, so we would go to 12:45, all third graders, junior achievement, and then we have the video, and then we're going to be using this Padlet today as well. But let's go to the video first.
Hey, Prudence, would you mind checking the fuse box? It's out the back. Okay. Hands huddled. It's Prudence's birthday soon, and we're gonna throw her a surprise party.
Cha-Ching has money saved from the last gig.
Party time! Before parties start, we need to buy a few things.
Invitations are out by phone and by text. For less than $200, the party is next. We partied so hard with all the whistles and thrills, and along with the memories arrived the bill. What? We owe how much?
$150 more? How did this happen? But we have $15 cash left over. We totally stuck to the budget of $200. Did you really? I don't think so. How did you pay for the DJ? Credit card? There's invisible charges there, Pepper. The invitation?
Our phones.
There's invisible charges there too. You spent almost $200 cash plus $150. Right, everyone. Hand them over. No more spending invisible money until we pay what we owe. But how are we going to pay what we owe? Okay, we don't have enough money in the bank. So the bank will pay our bills for now. But every month they will charge us interest for lending us what we don't have. So we'll have to work to pay it off as quickly as possible.
Invisible money, make the bill go higher, higher, higher. Invisible money, adding interest, adds more money.
We did it, Cha-ching. We paid off our debt. Party time!
Oh, Pepper.
Wait, is that Pepper's friend or is she donating?
She's the spender.
She's the spender, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go over the different types of invisible money. I'm going to share my screen again because not all invisible money is a credit card. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Let's see if there we go. So the first type of invisible money, there's 4 types I want to talk about before we get into our activity, is a debit card. And I know this looks just like a credit card, but does anyone want to see if they can tell us what the difference is with a debit card?
Sunny? Okay, she said the debit card is all the money in the bank, your money in the bank, but the credit card is you're borrowing it, right? You have to pay that back eventually. It's not coming
Yes.
out of your account.
That's right. So the debit card, it's subtracting the cost of what you spend. It's already in your bank account. You've already deposited it in there to your bank or your credit union into your checking account. So that's correct. It's like cash, but it's a card that we use that deducts from what we've already saved up. That's very good. So that's the big difference with a debit card. Now, a check. Does anyone want to guess at how a check might be different than a debit card?
Is there anyone at home? Can you see? Logan Peters.
A check is when you withdraw money and then sign it onto paper.
Yeah, so that's very good. So yeah, a check is like a debit card because the money is already there. We're writing the order for the bank to pay the money to the person or business, and you give them the check and it comes out of your checking account. Yep, that was really good, Logan. So next we have an electronic payment.
Anybody know? Electronic payment. Lucas.
Is it like buy something on the internet and send the money to the place that you bought something from?
He said,
But like with electric
okay, he says that when you buy something on the internet
Mm-hmm.
and you pay for it on the internet with electricity.
That's very good too. So that's exactly right. It's a way to pay for things using your phone or your computer and the internet. So there's all sorts of electronic payment services. Sometimes banks have their own. There's payment services like PayPal, but yes, that's correct. You're paying online. And again, the money is already in your bank account. It's not like a credit card, which is the next option of invisible money that's very different than these other three. Does anyone want to talk about why that might be different?
How about Haley Booker?
Credit card is something that that you put your money in and like it's kind of like online, but
She says it's kind of like online. You put your money in it. I'm not sure.
Kind of, yeah. So the big difference with a credit card is that the money, this is not coming from your bank account. You're actually taking out a small loan from the bank. So like Pepper just did in the video, she had to then pay interest on those loans because that wasn't her money. So she was borrowing the money and then had to pay the money back. So the $150 plus interest, which is the fee for borrowing the money. So what we're going to do next is we have an activity, but to get started, Miss Aubin, do you have our 5 ways to pay cards?
I do, right here in front of me. So do you want me to pass those out?
So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll have 5 people in the class have our 5 ways to pay cards. And then I think we're going to have 5 people that are at home talk about what they would buy with a different option, right? Perfect.
Yes. Okay, we're ready.
Great. So if we have someone at home, we'll pair them up with someone in the class. I guess we'll start with whoever got cash first, since that was what we talked about first. So,
and Josh, do you want to come up here by me? Okay, so here's Josh. He's got cash.
Okay.
And okay?
I can see him okay. And I'm just going to go in the order that I have people on my screen at home. So if Haley Calendar has, Haley, what is something that you might want to pay cash for, a good or a service?
A pillow.
A pillow?
Yeah.
A pillow. Okay. So do you want to read how she would pay for that? What does it say on the back of the card?
Cash is money in the form of bill or food or coin. Take cash out of your check or savings account to buy goods or service. Visible or
Okay, did you hear us okay?
no.
It was a little quiet, yeah.
Okay, I'll read it through the microphone a little louder. Cash is money in the form of bills or coins. Take cash out of your checking or savings account to buy goods or services, visible or invisible.
All right, which one do we think that is, visible or invisible, Haley?
Visible.
Right, yep, cash is our form of visible money that we have. So, okay, that was our first example, and these 5 are going to be important for the game we play. So that's why we'll go over an example of each one right now. So next, let's do a debit card.
Who has debit?
And Logan Peters, because you're next on my screen, what's something that you would want to pay for with a debit card?
Gift card.
Oh, Miss Aubin, were you able to hear? It came through really broken for me.
Can you try again, Logan?
Gift card.
A new car? can type,
Yeah.
well, can you see chat, Mrs. Harrison? Can you see chat?
I can't.
Can you type it in chat, Logan? Oh,
A gift card?
okay, a gift card.
Gift card. Okay. So with a debit card, remind us again how that payment would come through.
A debit card subtracts the pieces,
The price.
the price or cost of what you buy from your checking account, visible or invisible.
Did you hear that?
Perfect. So Logan, yes. Is that visible or invisible?
You might have to type it in chat. Logan.
Sure.
Okay, can you put that to the side? Invisible.
Invisible. Perfect. So couple more. So
Invisible.
invisible. Good job. So I have check next to whoever has check, and then I see Charlie next on my screen.
All right, check, Cerny.
All right, Charlie, what's something that you might want to buy with a check, a good or a service that you'd want to pay for?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right. Charlie's going to write a check for ice cream.
A check is a written order to a bank to pay money to a person or a business, visible or invisible.
Visible or invisible, Charlie?
Invisible.
Perfect. All right, electronic payment. And Ben, what would be something you would like to buy with an electronic payment? Is Ben Bowers, what would something be to buy with an electronic payment?
And you can type it in chat, Ben, if you need to type it in chat. Unmuted.
I don't know.
Anything at all that you'd want to buy?
Candy? I don't
A
know.
candy, that's a good one. So with an electronic payment. So again, just a reminder of what an electronic payment is.
Electronic payment is a way to pay for things using your phone or computer and the internet, visible or invisible.
All right, Ben, so was that an invisible or visible payment for your candy?
Invisible?
Yep, perfect. All right, and we've got our last one is a credit card. And Gavin oh, did Gavin go away? Oh, there you are. What would be something you'd want to buy with the credit card?
A car.
Did you say a car? Yes.
You can type in the chat, Gavin, we didn't hear. Okay, a car.
All right. Do we want to read what the credit card definition one more time?
A credit card allows users to buy things through a personal loan, visible or invisible.
Gavin, was that visible or invisible to buy the car with the credit card?
Invisible.
Perfect. Okay, so we went over our 5 ways to pay again. And now Miss Aubin is going to show you for how to do our activity using the Padlet. So I'll stop sharing.
Okay, great. So we are going to go to our Google Classroom. So everyone, even our in-person learners, will do this. It will be under the week of May 10th through the 14th, because today's May 11th. You will find Tuesday, 12:45 p.m., all third graders, junior achievement. This says My Terrific Padlet. You'll click on the Padlet. It's just a tool to help us. So the directions, and I want to make sure I get this right. We want you to kind of do what we just did. You're going to think about something you would like to buy, all right? And you're going to write down or type something you'd like to buy, and then you're going to put it in the category of how you'd like to buy it. Would you like to buy it with cash, with a check, with a debit card, with a credit card, or electronic payment? Now, when I'm just going to throw this out there, Mrs. Tokars, that electronic payments usually are things that you pay monthly, like for your phone bill, might be electronic, or your car payment. A lot of those bills are electronic payments, right, that they come out every month.
Yes, those are really good examples. Yes.
Yeah, you might have piano lessons every week. Maybe that's an electronic payment. And then credit card, if you're thinking about buying something that's expensive and you know you don't have the money right now, but you have a job, or you know your birthday's coming up, or you're going to save your allowance, that you could pay off that credit card soon. But you want that item now, but it's going to be a pretty expensive item. That's something you might put on a credit card. I know when I was a kid, my mom would buy our plane tickets to New York on a credit card. And I always thought it was free money. I'd always say, well, just put it on a credit card, Mom. Can I get that? Can we have that? Put it on a credit card. And she just had to explain to me, well, you still have to pay for it, Nancy, and then it's going to cost more. I didn't get that till I was paying for my own credit card bills, right? So credit cards are good if you want to buy something expensive. Maybe you want a new bike, but you don't have the money, right? So you'll put it on a credit card and then save for it. Now the debit card, if you're going to pay with debit, check, or cash, these 3, that's the money you have already. So that's something that you can afford, right? Like you have the money in your bank, or you have the money in your wallet, or your piggy bank. So that's something different. Then these are going to be larger things. So you're going to want to choose which one, and think about that as you choose which one you're going to do. And then I want you to think about, is it invisible?
Yeah.
What happened?
Somebody's already messing with it. They had
Oh, hey guys, if you are already doing this, I haven't given you directions yet. So please stop. So that would be my online learners. Close your Chromebooks, please. Nobody should be on their Chromebook. I'm sorry. Okay, so I haven't finished giving directions. So how would you like to pay? Why do you want to pay that way? Just like I said, I want to pay by credit card because I don't have the money right now. Or I want to pay for it because it's not going to cost that much and I have the money in my wallet. And then I want you to think about, is it visible or invisible? And why do you know that? Like, how do you know it's invisible? So again, somebody's on the computer. I'm going to ask you to stop because I haven't shown you how to do that yet. So for example, if I wanted to buy, I'm thinking of, I would love maybe to get a new camper, right? That's going to be expensive. So I would probably put, and I hope you notice I just hit the plus circle and underneath my choice. I'm going to put a camper. And I'm going to say, not just camper, I'm going to say why I would want to pay with electronic payment. The reason I want electronic payment is I know it's expensive and I don't have the money for it right now. So if it's monthly, I get paid monthly. So I will have the money. I'll pay for it over a period of time. So I'm going to put camper. And the reason why it's going to be electronic is because it's expensive. And maybe I'm going to just write, I want to pay over time. Okay. And maybe I say why? Because I don't have the money for it now. Okay, and then I also asked you not just to say why, is it visible or invisible? What do you guys think? Right, so I'm gonna write invisible. And that's because I can't see it, right? I can't see it, it is not cash. All right, so you're not just gonna write, notice campers, the big thing up there, but you're also gonna say, why are you choosing that type of payment? And is it visible or invisible? Any questions or Mrs. Tokars, is there anything I left out?
No, that's perfect. I do like that you gave an example that you're going to pay monthly with that electronic payment. That was a good thing to cover because we didn't really talk about that.
Okay, all right, any questions from my learners in person? Yes, Max. The question was, can we do more than one?
I'm okay. Are you okay with that, Miss Aubin? Yeah.
Sure, if we have time.
Mhm.
Okay, any other questions? All right.
Make sure you're buying things that are appropriate.
Yes, make sure that what you're buying is appropriate.
Everybody can read this.
And
I can see who you are.
so let me just remind my remote learners too, we know who's putting things on here. Everyone is looking at it. We all see it. Mrs. Tokar sees it. I see it. So is this a time to be naughty? No, it's not appropriate. Okay, guys, so just appropriate items. This is school. Thank you. All right, you may get started. We're anxious to see what you want to purchase and what you want to use to buy it with and why. If you need help or if you are a remote learner and you're not sure how to find it, let me know. We can have you share your screen. Should I update it? Is that why?
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Because I can't see. Tablet uploaded updated elsewhere. Oh, should I click it? Yeah, there it is. Okay.
So, I'm gonna get your first with the office. I heard it.
Is that you? Is that you? Hi, am I promo? I can't find my computer.
Can't find what?
Turn it off, close it, and then shut it.
It can work once you start again. Oh, some of you are not explaining. Go back and fix it, guys. Hi is not what we're doing. So guys, if you are going, I just have to speak to one of these. It says mansion. I'm not rich. Okay, so if you're not rich and you're gonna buy a mansion, you're not gonna pay with a check because a check comes out of you have the money already. So if you bought a mansion with a check, you are rich, right? So you would want to do maybe a credit card or electronic payment, something over time. So a lot of you make sure go back. If you just put candy, say why, or water bottle, explain why you're paying what you're paying. So Mrs. Harrison, do you know how to see who's? It just should go up there.
Miss Aubin, can I comment on one that I see right now?
Yes. Voices off for a moment. Mrs. Tokars is going to comment on a few. Go for
I
it.
like the YouTube example, but I think that maybe a YouTube payment might be monthly, like a subscription. So that might be something where instead of writing a check and having to send that into YouTube every week or every month, that could be another example, good example of an electronic payment, because sometimes those can be, maybe you don't have the money right now, but other times it might be, yes, you have it, but it's a subscription. You have to pay it every week or every month. And it might just be easier to have that as an electronic payment.
I like the furniture one too. Can you see those, Mrs. Tokars? So whoever said ring, if you have enough money for the ring, you could probably use a debit card and not have to pay interest. Just a thought. Sit down, please. Do yours. Just thinking, if you have the money, you don't want to put it on a credit card because you have to pay interest, which means it's extra money that you don't need to pay. I'm trying to scroll through them so we can see. I like this, the book, not that expensive. Want to pay it right away because I have the money. Visible, I can see cash.
Miss Robin,
Yeah.
I was the one that did furniture, and it took a while to think of like everything you write under it too.
Oh, the furniture one was great. Good job. I like that.
I have enough money for a hoverboard. I could just pay the guy that wanted a hoverboard.
Sawyer. Yeah, can we have a thumbs up if you've had a chance to do at least one on the Padlet? Charlie, Logan, looks like Gavin. How would you do, Gavin? Have you been able to do one yet? Yeah, Ben? Ben, did you get to do one? Yeah, okay. Haley's got it. Jensen, I can't see, bud. Can you turn your camera on? Jensen, did you get one done? Yeah. Yeah.
Like a whole row.
Okay. Yeah. How much time do you want us to spend, Miss Tokars? Do you want to keep going or do we?
We can start to wrap it up. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said we can start to wrap up if you would
Okay.
like.
Okay, I'll leave it up in case you want to speak to it. Okay, kiddos, we are gonna wrap this up so you can exit out of the Padlet. I think we got some good information that we can talk about. We're gonna pass out these. I said I'd go over the check, just so whenever you want me to do that, I will.
Perfect.
Okay, guys, finish up your last one and then you got about 1 minute. We're gonna move on. So finish it up and log out. We're gonna close our Chromebooks. There's a whole page. Okay, ready to rock? All right, Mrs. Tokars, we're gonna let you speak to this and let me know what's next.
Okay. Well, yeah, I just want to wrap up by going through one more time over our visible versus invisible money, and then the difference between when we would want to use these different types of payments. So again, these are our 5 ways we talked about today that we can spend our money that we have. Cash being our only visible form of payment. And there's some good answers here. And I think we were really understanding the difference between when we have the money, available. So that could be cash or money that's in our bank account that we pay with a check or a debit card or an electronic payment. So we went over that, and there's some good examples here of different things that we could buy that way. And then of course the credit card for maybe when we don't have that money available right now, but we know we're going to have it in the future. Because again, as Ms. Aubin pointed out, we don't want to use that all the time because we have to pay interest on that. And that means that things end up being more expensive because we have to pay those interest payments in order for the bank to give us that loan to make that purchase. So, any questions for me on any of our ways to pay?
Any questions for Mrs. Tokars on ways to spend money, the visible or invisible ways? I don't think so.
Great. Well, that's all I had for today on these assignments. Tomorrow, we'll talk about ways to earn money and about starting our own business.
Okay, then you could go if you wanted to go. I can let you go and I'll do the check, or you can stay on if you like. I'll go ahead and show them. We have a little more time, so I'm gonna show them how to write a check, and then we might do the front of our journal, the inside, page 2, if that's okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And-
And I don't have those on my screen, so I will let you lead that part of the assignment.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so everybody, remote learners, we're continuing. Get your junior achievement journal. We'll do that. I'll do the check first. Yeah.
Yeah, that part.
It's on page 4. Yeah, okay. All right, everybody's gonna turn to page 4 in your junior achievement journal. I know everybody has theirs. I went outside to check if you picked it up, and everybody has except Leo, and he's absent because he's driving home. All right, so something you will hear about as you go through the grades is how do you write a check? Now, you probably aren't going to need to do this for a little while, but someday you might, unless you do all electronic. Checks are kind of old-fashioned, to be honest, but you never know. Some people want a check. So you'll see on page 4 of your journal, it says write a check. Practice writing a $10 check to a friend. It tells you to use a pen when writing a real check, but I'll use pen, but you guys can use pencil because you might make a mistake, and this is not a real check, it's practice. So enter the date in the upper right-hand corner. When you do this, you have to have the month, the day, and the year. However, it's not with Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. You can do the short version. So 5 for the month of May. You could do a dash or a slash, 5, then 11 for the 11th day of May. And then when we do the year, you only put 21. You don't have to write 2021, 2021. You just write the 21 for the year 2021. So go ahead and get the date written. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay, once you get the date, you are going to print the first and last name of the person you are paying. You get to choose. I am going to pick Mrs. Harrison because it said write a check to a friend, and she is my friend. So I would write, and you don't have to use cursive. I would use cursive at this point. I would write Lori Harrison. You can print a name of anyone you would like. Who are you going to write your check to? I'm sure I owe Mrs. Harrison some money in some form, so she's going to get it. And then the amount is in number 4. That's the box with the dollar sign. For this part, you actually fill in the dollar amount numerically. So you should write it close to that dollar sign. You're going to write $10. We're going to write checks for $10 today. On the line underneath, this one's the tricky one. You actually have to print the amount using words and fractions. So this is good for me to do because we've taught fractions. In word form, I'm going to write 10, right? I don't have to write the word dollars because if you look closely on the check, do you see the word dollars here? Right? So I write 10 and I'm going to write no over 100 because there's no change there. And then you draw a line going all the way to the dollars so that nobody could change that. 10 and no over 100. There's no change, right? Because it's 0, 0. We're doing $10. You're going to do it how I'm showing you. No, this isn't tied to your account. All right, number 6 is the memo line. That's where you print the purpose of the payment. Sometimes it's Girl Scout cookies. Like I know I wrote a check to Haley this year. I might put the troop number if I were buying Girl Scout cookies from her, which I did. For Mrs. Harrison, maybe I'm thinking she bought something for school, right? So I'm sure I need to pay her back. So I'm going to write school supplies. You get to choose what you want yours to be. I'm going to write school supplies is what I owe her money for because she buys things, I buy things, we pay each other back. So you can write whatever you want. You can write whatever you want for what are you giving it to for your friend? What do you need? What did they do for you that you need to give them the money? Maybe they bought you lunch. Maybe they bought you a bracelet or a book or Pokemon cards, whatever it could be. And then number 7. Number 7 is your signature. Now, all of you should be able to write your name in cursive now. So write your name on number 7 to the best of your ability. If you print it, it's not considered your signature. So do your best. And that's how you fill out a check. You want to make sure the correct date is there, the amount in numerical form, who you're paying that money to. You write the amount in word form with fractions. You put what the check is for on the memo line, and you have your signature. So you might, like I said, I gave an example. I had to buy Girl Scout cookies. I didn't have cash on me, but I had cash in the bank, so I paid by check. I might also write a check to pay for some of my bills and put them in an envelope for my, thinking for my trash bill, for people to come take our trash each month. Something else I might pay a check for would be school pictures. What about field trips? Some of your parents sent a check in for Ranger Pam. So all of those things could be paid by check. You have to have the money in the bank to do it. It's not a loan, right? Yes, Josh. Yep, you have to write your last name. Good question. Your signature includes your last name. It's not just your first name.
And this is a legal document, friends, so if somebody else got this check and you did not fill it out the same way that Ms. Dobbin's filling it out, somebody could change it, like they could write
Add a
Nancy
zero.
Harrison, and I could write myself a check, or they could add an extra zero, they could
$100, and I'd be out $100.
And then they would get, so they would be able to steal your money. So you have to make sure that you fill out all the portions so that you are safe with your check.
So if you didn't hear Mrs. Harrison, my remote friend, she reminded us that this is a legal document. If you do not fill it out correctly, somebody could get a hold of it and make changes, and then you could be out some money, right? They could be stealing money from you. So it's important that you fill it out correctly.
That's why it's really important. She said $10 in Word.
Yeah, see, if someone tried to add a zero there and it said 100 here, but it says 10 here, they would get caught, right? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on. How are we doing? All right, look at the top of page 4. We have some vocabulary that we used with Mrs. Tokars today. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I'll read them, and then you're going to see if you can fill them in. I'll give you a few minutes, and then we'll go over the answers. Cheers, and a hush fell over the crowd. Hush. All right, items that are bought or sold, jobs done for others, such as haircuts or car repairs, money in the form of bills or coins, a card that subtracts the cost of what you buy from your checking account, a card that allows users to buy things through a personal loan, a way to bank or pay for things using the internet, a written order to a bank to pay money to a person or business. See if you can fill in those vocabulary words. I'm going to give you a few minutes and then we'll go over them.
Oh, that first one's definitely tricking some people.
You have to use all the lines. Think of the vocabulary Mrs. Tokars went over with us today.
I wonder if there's a reason. One letter per line. That's it. They're giving me a hint. One letter per line. What does that mean? What is one letter per line?
Guys, it looks like you're not getting very far on vocabulary. I think we.
Let me give you a hint. The first one, I see a lot of you guess games for the first one. It's not games.
I'll give you a, well, it's blank and blank. We talked about it right when we started. Face and blank.
Things that you spend your money on. Are
You
you
can
this or
spend
this?
money on this or this. We talked about it. You guys see here, Lila told us what the first one was, and I believe it was maybe Sunny that told us about the second one. We're gonna have to figure it out. All right. Any of my remote learners know what the first vocabulary is? Charlie, can you unmute and tell us items that are bought or sold?
Game.
That's true. Games are bought and sold, but that is not the one we talked about. Who else thinks they know? Astria. Goods. Right? Items that are bought or sold are called goods. Jobs done for others, such as haircuts or car repairs. Right, Irvani? Services. Now does it make sense? Money in the form of bills or coins. Henrik. Very good. Cash. Anybody at home know the next one? A card that subtracts the cost of what you buy from your checking account. Looking for my friends at home. Haley.
Debit card.
Very good. Debit card. All right. A card that allows users to buy things through a personal loan. Ellie. Credit card. A way to pay a bank. A way to bank or pay for things using the internet. That sounds awkward to me. Yes, Cole. Electronic payment. A written order to a bank to pay money to a person or business. Yes, Selena. Starts with a C. Cooper. Check. All right. So those were the vocabulary words we talked about today. Now I want you to go to page 2 in your journal. Page 2 in your Junior Achievement Journal. Now that you have gotten the feel of the vocabulary, these are review from yesterday. I'll read them for you, and then I'll give you a few minutes to see how you do. All right, and a hush fell over the crowd. Here we go. To get money for a job you did, to put money away to use later, to pay money for something you need or want, to give money, time, or things to help others, places of business where people and businesses keep, borrow, and exchange money, a bank account for saving money, to put money into a bank account, to take money out of a bank account. You've got it. Good luck.
to yesterday. I know, those are tough.
My mom will laugh.
We're gonna go ahead and go over on, boy, good effort, you guys. And a lot of doubting ourselves on these. All right, the first one to get money for job you did, Josh Carter. Earn. To put money away to use later, Nixon. Save. To pay money for something you need or want, Madison. Spend. To give money, time, or things to help others, Lyric. Donate. Now it gets tricky. All right, let's see how many hands go up for this one. Places of business where people and businesses keep, borrow, and exchange money. Haley Booker. Banks and credit unions. A bank account for saving money. Robert. A bank account for saving money. I'll give you a hint. The words are in the definition. Savings. What's the other word? Starts with an A. Account, a savings account. And it was right there. To put money into a bank account. Surname. You make a Yay, you got it. You make a deposit. And Max Deesberg, to take money out of a bank account, we withdraw it. Whoopsie. Withdraw. All right, this is how I want you to spend the next few minutes. Knowing how to manage your money helps you save for your dreams. What do you dream of for your future? Write or draw it here in this spot. So if I wanted that fancy camper, I'm pretty happy with my pop-up, but I know my husband would love it. So I would draw a picture of my camper, right? You're going to draw hey guys, so lots of chatter, but I think we want to, why don't we draw first, then we'll see if we have time to share, okay? So I think this would have to, and I think I would write fancy camper. Maybe there's something more. You could draw more than one thing of something that you're hoping for, that you draw, something you dream of for your future. Something you'd want to save your money for. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my silly camper and let some people share real quick and then we'll wrap it up. Haley, what did you draw in your, and you can hold it up, we can see you. So hold up what you
I
do.
drew a castle. I want to live in a castle with a barn with horses.
Oh, I love it. I can see you up there. You are very cute in the window. Thanks for sharing. Gavin, show us what you drew and tell us about it. Gavin, it's your turn, bud. You can unmute. Hold it closer, sweetie.
It's a car.
Awesome. What is it? Tell us about it.
It's a car.
Oh, cool. What kind?
I forgot what it was called, but it's kind of like a Ferrari.
Very nice. That's something to save for sure. All right, let's see. How about Logan? Hold yours up. Did he draw on paper? Logan, did you draw a picture?
I don't have my paper.
Okay, so you can always just use a piece of paper to participate next time, okay? Okie dokie. Jensen, hold yours up, buddy. What is yours? Oh, looks fancy.
It's a limousine.
Say it one more time.
A limo.
A limo, that's fun. All right. Anyone else there? I think I got everybody. I got you all. Okay, you guys, I will see you. You guys stay here, stay put. You guys, I'll see you in 15 minutes for math. Go take a break and I will see you.
Mrs. Dobbin.
Bye guys, nice job.
Mrs. Dobbin.
Hey, you guys, stay put. Yes.
I also drew a different picture of me at the beach for my future too.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well done. I love it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, honey. Okay, so you all, I